Right. So shall we begin, please? Shall we begin, please? Yes. I'm going to start with something super simple to make the right and left connect. All right. I'm going to start with something super, super simple. Ananya, look at Ayush's shirt color. All right. Now give me one, only one crisp, clear, creative, and creative being the word that I've underlined, sentence about the color of his t-shirt. Great. Think about it. Shraddha, you also think about the same thing. And Vrushali, you also think about the same thing. Okay, so while Ananya, Shraddha, and Vrushali are going to come up with a creative sentence about that color of shirt Ayush is wearing, Ankita, Bhushan, and Arushi are going to are going to make a creative sentence related to, oh, these spectacles that Ankita loves so much. Wait, I'll put it on and demonstrate. My gift to myself. All right, she loves these glasses so much. She just loves them. She thinks I should wear them everywhere. All right, so what I'm saying is creative sentence. It's not, listen, the sentence is not about me. The sentence is about these glasses, just like the sentence is not about that t-shirt. The sentence is about the color of that t-shirt. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? What we tend to do is we tend to focus on that which we see. Like, so we see him wearing a t-shirt, so we'll make the sentence about that t-shirt. That's not what it's about. We want a left and a right brain connect. Understood what I'm trying to say? Understood what I'm trying to say? All right. So who did I say? Ankita, Bhushan, and Arushi. Ankita, Bhushan, and Arushi. The rest of you, you are going to make a the rest of you are going to make a creative sentence as it relates to your youngest sibling. If you do not have a sibling, you will make it in relation to your father. All right, as relates to your youngest sibling. If you do not have a sibling, you will make it as it relates to your father. Go. I'm giving you 2 minutes. It shouldn't take you 2 minutes, but I'm giving you 2 minutes. Go ahead, Madhura, please. Go ahead, Madhura.
Yeah, strict from the outside and softer from the inside.
Is it about a color? Is it about a person? Is it about...
Ma'am, father.
Right. So how would I know that from your sentence? How would I know that from your sentence? All right. So keep that learning on one side, right? How would I know that from your sentence? Ajmer, sentence, please.
I have 4 siblings.
Okay, I have 4 siblings. All right. Vrushali. Vrushali, your sentence, please.
This color is very scared.
Okay, this color is very scary, right? So Madhura, your learning is how would I know it was about your dad? Ajmer, your learning was there's no creativity in that. You've just simply stated the fact. I have 4 siblings. All right, Vrushali, I see you trying to blend the two, trying to state a fact, but trying to be creative at the at the same time. Moin, your sentence, please.
Ma'am, I haven't made one.
Okay, so Moin couldn't come up with them. Anjali Mahana, your sentence, please. Oh, there is only one Anjali today. Okay, Anjali, your sentence, please.
They lighten up your mood.
I cannot hear you. Can you type it? I cannot hear you. Sorry, your signal is breaking up. Swara, your sentence, please. I want to move quickly because there's a lot I want to do. Swara, your sentence, please.
Yes. My younger sibling studies more in 1 year than I have in 5 years of college.
Excellent, right? Fact, connect, relationship, it it's fine. All right, Ankita.
A powerful colored spectacle, same as my pen stop for a powerful woman.
Ankita, that's great. I see the creativity of what you're trying to do. But here is what we are all doing again and again and again and again, right? If we're making common mistakes like Madhura made and like you have made. Madhura got so caught up in the creativity, she forgot to mention who she was being creative about. Remember, you focused on the woman, you focused on the spectacles, right? We want to focus outside of what we just see, outside of what we just see. We'll get to that, but this is a great start and a great base. Everybody, great start, great base. Durgeshwari, your sentence, please.
My younger sister is very sensitive compare with me.
Okay, listen, Durgeshwari, great sentence. English is also way better, much better. But again, it's just a fact, no creativity. Are you noticing what is happening? If you're putting a creative element, uh, you're removing the logical component. If you're putting the logical component, you're removing the creative component. What we have to do is marry both. So you're seeing very clearly, just as sentences are being made, are you a left brain person or are you a right brain person? We're not seeing the blend that we want, right? If you're stating about the, like Ankita did, about the spectacles and the woman, very logical, very left brain, right? If you're saying a sentence like Madhura said, without the object, it's very right brain. What Durgeshwari did right now, very left brain. Are you seeing how one side or the other is strong? But to make the most out of the situation, we need to blend the two. We need to blend the two. Great, great, great sentences. Let's keep going. Pratiksha.
My younger sister always wishes to fly whenever she sees sky, which makes me think more about my dreams too.
Perfect, right? Do you kind of see the blend of left and right here? Like in Swara's sentence, you could see the blend of left and right. Pratiksha's, you can see the blend of left and right. But she had to be given 2 minutes to come up with that. She had to tell that left to go right, pick up what she needed, and make the right come left. What we need to do is be able to do that like this. Do that on an impromptu question. Right, Pratiksha? Well done. Great beginning. Arushi, your sentence, please.
I feel our spectacles are often bored while sitting on our cold noses.
Fair enough, right? Fair enough. Well done. Left, right. Spectacles, board. You actually made the spectacles come to life, made the spectacles have feeling. Left and right, left and right. Ankita saying just the left versus left and right. Bhushan.
Uh, these spectacles give the perspective of watching to the eyes.
Tell me what you mean, what you're trying to say in Hindi. Tell me what you're trying to say because
Yeah,
I'm not
I want to.
understanding.
Okay, so without spectacle, we see blur, or some people can't see
Ah,
properly, or when we see spectacle, so our perspective get changed. Like people see differently with that spectacle. So that's what I wanted to say.
okay, fair enough. And you've tried to say it in a creative manner, but still very left centric,
Hmm.
right? Still very left centric. But the point, the what I'm excited about is that you're starting, some of you are starting to understand which sentences are left, which sentences are right, and which sentences are blended. You're starting to, I can see it clicking for some of you. Bhushan, I saw that click for you when you were saying your sentence, that it's more left centric, right? That's the start. That's the start. Shraddha, please.
Represents certain emotions under varied circumstances.
Please say that one more time. Your first couple of words got cut off.
Sorry. Represents certain emotions under varied circumstances.
What? What represents?
The color red.
How would I know that? All right. Okay, listen, same. Madhura did the same. Shraddha did the same. So when you're forcing your brain to go over to the right, which is something it's not used to doing, uh, it betrays you by making you forget the left. Right now, we just happen to know, you just happen to know that you were making the sentence based on red, but your audience out there had no idea. Right? I mean, imagine if I put this class up, audience is not remembering Shraddha has to do red, so and so has to do spectacles, so and so has to do father. So even if the host is saying Shraddha, Madhura, answer this and so on, your audience is not going to remember what question you've been assigned. So when you're answering a question, you need to make sure you are including the essence of the question in the answer. Making sense what I'm trying to say? Don't go over so far right that you forget the left, and don't go so far left that you forget the right. Right? Ayush.
My younger brother is engaging with me as butterfly engaging with flowers.
Okay, now this has become so creative that I don't understand what you're trying to say. What are you trying to say?
Yes, as butterfly
Uh-huh.
roaming around the flowers.
Mm-hmm.
So my younger brother also how how butterfly loves
Mm-hmm.
flowers. So my brother also loves me like this.
He loves you like the butterfly loves flowers. Aaj ye fool, kal dusra fool.
No, no.
Then listen, my job is to push you. Now you are training to be a bhaiya. You are no longer a participant. My job is to push you. So do not get scared by my questions, and do not get scared by me pushing you. Push back. Learn, push back. Answer my question. What are you trying to say? Ayush, what are you trying to say? Unmute. Step 1, unmute. What are you trying to say? Hindi mein bolo if you can't say it in English, and I will help you frame it in English. Do not worry about the pressure cooker. Do not worry about the noise around you. We are not interested in the distractions. I am only interested in you. Focus.
Yes.
Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put you and Mohammed in a breakout room. Figure out the sentence and come back to me. Mohammed, I'm putting you and Ayush in a breakout room. Assign manually. Create. Where is Ayush? Ayush and Mohammed. Open. All right. Accept the invitation. Go to the room and I'll bring you back. Accept the invitation, please. Ayush, accept the invitation, please. Hopefully he's accepted it. Yeah, there he is. All right, let's go. Shraddha said her sentence. Avisha.
Just like the icing on the cake, my brother adds value to our family's base.
Well done, Avisha. A superb effort. I can see that. All right, great. Anjali. Punjabi. Oh, we do have two Anjali. See, there was a reason I was saying the last name. Anjali Punjabi.
A businessman who is a great designer and a good father, but unfortunately makes a few mistakes.
Superbly left-brained. Superbly left-brained, but you have used some portions of your right brain. I can see that in how you've woven some of your words together. Arushi, did you notice that? You're nodding your head, so I'm assuming you noticed that there is she's tried to bring some of the right brain into it. Well done, Anjali. Super base to start with. Sejal, please.
My younger sister wants to fly in the sky because she wants to become a pilot.
So my younger sister wants to fly in the sky is coming somewhere from the right side. Because she wants to become a pilot, then makes the whole sentence go left. Makes the entire sentence go left. Are you all seeing what I'm trying to teach you here? Left, right, left, right. Some of you are seeing it. Some of you are not. It's great start. Even if some of you are seeing it, it's a great start. But Sejal, when you started the sentence, I was like, oh wow, she's getting there. And then when you said the second half of the sentence, I was like, oh, she went fully left. So but I'm glad, like I'm seeing Arushi is getting it, Shraddha is getting it. I can see that they are getting it. So Sejal, you have served as Arushi and Shraddha's teacher, so that's a great place to be, right? Ananya, have you already said your sentence, love? Please go ahead, Ananya.
So, red is the color of my passion.
Left or right? Left or right? Jaldi bolo, we don't have time. Left or right? Avisha saying right. How many of you are saying right?
Left.
How many of you are saying right? Raise your hand. How many of you are saying left? Raise your hand. Left would be correct. Left would be correct. Avisha, tell me why you thought it was right.
Because I thought she's using a metaphor to connect that. So I thought it's a right brained sentence.
Yeah, such a product of our school system, all of you. Even the logic is left. But Avisha, what I love is we are trying. What I love is that we're beginning. What I love is that we're laying a foundation. Ananya, superb effort. I can see you sent that little man over to the right to try and work it a little bit. And then he said, no, dude, I like this bed a little better. So I'm going to come back here. All right. Tanu, sentence.
My brother lightens up our hearts whenever he speaks.
Okay, I see a little bit of right, but it's leaning towards left. So it's a beginning, right? It's a beginning. Kajal.
My brother's strength reminds me of a fierce tiger.
Okay, fair enough. Do you hear left or right in Kajal's sentence? They're thinking. That's a good thing when they're thinking. Because for thinking also their left and right needs to work together. So does Kajal's have left or right? Or it's a blend? Arushi's like, it's a blend. Why didn't you give us that choice first? Yes, it's a blend. She's done well with it. She's done well with balancing her left and right. Anjali, is your signal, Anjali Mahana, is your signal back? Do you want to say your sentence?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, for now, yes.
So my sentence was our siblings lighten up our mood.
Yeah, very left, superbly left, right? Superbly left. The strength is there. Saurabh, are you able to speak?
Yes, ma'am, I think so. Can you hear me?
I can, thank you.
Sentence is, my cousin looks like a doll when she wears a red princess dress.
Saurabh, I'm sorry, we can't hear you. May I request you to type your sentence into the chat, please? May I request you to type your sentence into the chat? I'm just going to bring, I just inform Mohammed and Ayush they have another minute. All right, listen guys. Why is it important to understand this left and right? Why is it important when we're doing interview questions, impromptu questions? Why is it important to understand left and right? Come on. Why is it important to understand left and right? Yes, Ananya, please.
So the questions will be creative and the questions will be from their end. And since they don't know what we do, or they may have a lot of questions which we are not prepared for, since this for us is like a usual thing that we do, we don't tend to think from the other person's perspective, is not a part of this. So I think with left and right we can give more creative answers. So
Ananya, I think that's spot on, right? That's spot on. If you think of those of you who made sentences with red or with spectacles, and you tried to get creative with your answer and you left out the main object, that is what we do when we are speaking about our program. We speak from the context of what we already know and not from the context of what the audience doesn't know, right? And we are seeing this as a common theme. We are seeing this as a common theme. Saurabh's sentence has come in. Let me bring those boys back, otherwise they'll be just talking only for the rest of the time. All right. Saurabh's sentence. My cousin looks like a doll when she wears a red color princess dress. So Saurabh, that's still a blend. That's I'm sorry, that's still pretty left brain, but I see you trying to bring some of that creativity in. So I'm going to go back to what I was trying to teach you a little earlier. Okay, are they back? They should be back. Oh, their rooms will close in 30 seconds. All right. So they're back. The boys are back. Boys, are you all back?
Yes,
Superb.
ma'am. Yes.
Welcome back to our kingdom. How are we with Ayush's sentence? Are we in a better place with Ayush's sentence?
Yes, ma'am. In a very better place. And he has a great sentence for you.
Excellent. Ayush, let's hear your sentence, please.
Yes, ma'am. As a flower gives happiness, sweetness to the butterfly, same way I have I want same as I want to give my younger brother sweetness, happiness, and different types of knowledge.
Ah, did you understand now what he was trying to say? All right, Ayush, that's a superbly right brain sentence. So you had the right thought process, you had the correct thought process. You had two left brain thoughts: what butterflies do with flowers, what type of relationship you want with your younger brother, and then you married it with the right to make it a creative sentence. Now, the reason Ayush got stuck, why did Ayush get stuck? Why couldn't Ayush answer my question? You all can stare at me. It's my morning. I have the whole day. I'll keep you till midnight. I don't have a problem. I
Ma'am,
have
should I?
nowhere to be. Yes, Mohammed. Thank you. Answer. Why do you think Ayush got stuck?
So I only feel that he had the main frame that what is the sentence about. He knew what is the sentence about, but when he tried to deliver it, it came out in a different way because it might be because of we all are there. So he might have got a little worried when he was trying to say his sentence. So that was the only reason.
Worried about what?
Worried about he might say something wrong.
It was his sentence. We
Yes.
didn't even know what his sentence was. So how could it be wrong? Ah, I wonder how many of you do that. It was his sentence. Nobody knew what his sentence was except him. So even if he said the wrong sentence, who would have known it was wrong? Why did Ayush get flustered? Come on, faster, 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 faster answers. Ananya.
It's the who's seeing me complex.
It might be the who's seeing me complex, but what threw him off? What threw him off?
You questioned it.
I questioned, and no interviewer should ever question. I mean, that is not the job of an interviewer to question. Interviewers cannot clarify questions, cannot clarify answers. Oh my God, no way. I keep you all entertained, that's for sure. If you say an answer that an interviewer doesn't understand, are they not within their prerogative to ask you a follow-up question? At which point you're going to freak out because she didn't understand your answer and asked you a follow-up question. She didn't say your question was wrong. I mean, she didn't say your answer was wrong. She didn't say your answer was incorrect. She doesn't even know what your answer is. She simply asked a question of clarification. And what happened? You went on the back foot. Is Ayush the only one who does that? No, Ayush is not the only one who does that. Right? It happened to Tanu at the meeting the other day. It happened to Pratiksha at the meeting the other day. It happened to Mohammed. It happened to Avisha. It happened to Nafisa. And when I'm on the call and the question is asked and no one knows how to answer it, it's like, are you going to say something now? Say something now. I don't know what to say. Say something now. That's what it is. And then when I'm on the call, it's like this, and I benefited from Pehchaan because it gave me confidence. Really? I can't see any confidence in the it gave me confidence. In just saying that sentence alone, I know she's not telling the truth. If I'm the audience. Tell me, Tanu, was that not how it sounded at the Udyan Shalini thing? Yes,
true.
At least Pratiksha is telling the truth. Yes. And that is what unfortunately happened to Ayush just now. Nobody knew what his sentence was. Only Ayush knew what his sentence was. But because a clarification question or a follow-up question was asked, it put him on the back foot. Happens to all of us, Ayush. Happens to all of us, not just you. But if we are preparing you now for leadership, you got to step up. Yes, there are lots of questions. One second. 1 second. Avisha, your hand is raised. Did you want to say something?
Yes, ma'am. When you were asking why Ayush got stuck, so maybe he didn't believe, he could not express it properly, but I think his statement, even if he would have just changed one word of it, so you asked him like one flower to another, so he thought he's wrong. But what he could have said was that how butterflies, okay, I forgot my sentence. 1 second. How butterflies like to be with flowers, how they suck nectar from flowers, or how they like to be with flowers, the same way I like to be with my brother. That
I'm not disputing with you or anybody else. Where did she go? Oh, there she is. That the sentence can be framed this way or the sentence can be framed this way. The learning lesson here, the level up lesson here, listen clearly, the level up lesson here is not that he could have rephrased the sentence this way or that way. The level up lesson here is that only he knew his content. Nobody else knew what was his content in his head. And the second that he got asked a clarification question, he assumed he was wrong. Do you see the fallacy in this? Only he knew the content. How could he be wrong? Whatever he would have told us would have been correct. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say here? Whatever he would have told us would have been correct because only he knew the content. Arushi, what am I trying to teach you?
That we are the ones who know our content. So we should just go ahead with it.
Right.
We should not overthink. Just go ahead.
You know your material, you know your project, you know your initiative. There can't be a wrong answer. Right, Durgeshwari, you had a question, beta?
Yes, ma'am. I have two questions.
Yes.
Firstly, कैसे पता चलता है लेफ्ट एंड राइट ब्लेंड हुआ करके?
Okay, great
एंड
question.
कैसे पता चलता है, वही मेरा क्वेश्चन है.
Okay, लेफ्ट ब्रेन में, और ये जब आप दीदी बनने का एप्लीकेशन भरते हो और एक्सेप्ट हो गए तो ये आपका पहला सेशन में हम सिखाएंगे. बट यहाँ पे भी मैं सिखाती हूँ और बोल रही हूँ हिंदी में, मेरी मस्त वाली हिंदी में जो मैंने टीवी सीरियल से सीखा है. किसी ने मुझे हिंदी नहीं सिखाया था. ऑल राइट, सो लेफ्ट ब्रेन में आपके नंबर्स, आपके अक्षर, आपके लॉजिकल सीक्वेंस 1 + 1 = 2, ये सब लेफ्ट में रहता है, जो आपके फैक्ट्स है. सो अगर मैं बोलती हूँ अजमेर का शर्ट ब्लू कलर का है, या स्वरा दीदी ने और फ्रियाज दीदी ने स्पेक्टिकल्स पहने हैं, तो ये लॉजिक है. जो मैं ऑब्जर्व कर रही हूँ मैं बोल रही हूँ, जो क्लियर बात है वो मैं बोल रही हूँ. अभी राइट ब्रेन में हम जब ड्रॉ कर रहे हैं, कलर कर रहे हैं, हम जब सिंगिंग करते हैं, सुर ताल जो बोलते हैं, वो सब हमारे राइट साइड में रहता है. ओके, तो मैं सॉन्ग के एग्जाम्पल अक्सर लेती हूँ. सॉन्ग के एग्जाम्पल, सॉन्ग के शब्द लेफ्ट साइड में रहते हैं, सॉन्ग का सुर और ताल राइट साइड में रहते हैं. कभी किसी को सुना है हर एक सॉन्ग के शब्द जानता है लेकिन न सुर न ताल? बहुत बेसुरा गाते हैं वो लोग. मेरे बच्चे ऐसे हैं. लेफ्ट ब्रेन, सारे शब्द आते हैं बट कोई भी रिदम राइम कुछ भी नहीं. कभी किसी को देखा है जो धुन गुनगुना सकते हैं लेकिन शब्द याद नहीं है उनको? वो राइट साइड है. अभी अगर हमें गाना है, जैसे कि आई डोंट नो, वी हैव लता मंगेशकर, आशा भोसले, वी हैव दीज गुड सिंगर्स. They need to know the words of the song also. They need to know the rhythm and rhyme of the song also. Right? दोनों जुड़ते हैं तो इतना beautiful song निकलता है. Correct? Now, if you, so you need right का सुर and ताल and you need left का शब्द. दोनों जुड़ते हैं, दोनों साइड एक दूसरे से बात कर रहे हैं, तो मस्त वाला गाना निकलता है. All right? Now, that's one छोटू सा simple example. Now, in our schools, ये लोग बोलते हैं ना, ये पोर्शन मग अप करके आओ, ये आंसर मेमोराइज करके आओ. तो हर बार हमारा कौन सा साइड स्ट्रांग हो रहा है ये सब करने से, दुर्गेश्वरी? लेफ्ट साइड. करेक्ट. ये शब्द पढ़ो, ये शब्द का मीनिंग, ये शब्द मग करके आओ, ये शब्द मेमोराइज करके आओ. ये मल्टीप्लिकेशन क्या कहते हैं, गुना, 2 times 4, 3 times 9, ये सब कौन सा साइड? लेफ्ट साइड. तो अभी इमेजिन आप एक्सरसाइज करने जा रहे हो और सिर्फ आपका लेफ्ट आर्म को एक्सरसाइज करते हो, राइट आर्म को बिल्कुल ऐसे छोड़ देते हो नीचे. जो भी वेट्स उठाने आप सिर्फ लेफ्ट साइड से उठाते हो, तो राइट साइड को क्या होगा? अगर आप राइट साइड को यूज ही नहीं करोगे तो
राइट साइड लूज
हो जाएगा, वीक हो जाएगा.
कुछ भी नहीं रहेगा.
रहेगा but ऐसे it will just hang. Right? Left side will be strong. That is what has happened to many of our brains. Left side has become very, very strong. Now, let's take this left arm, right arm example. लेफ्ट आर्म को हम एक्सरसाइज कर रहे हैं, राइट आर्म से कुछ नहीं कर रहे हैं. राइट आर्म में है ताकत उठाने के लिए, सामान पुश करने के लिए, वेट्स उठा है ताकत. लेकिन जब हम शुरुआत करेंगे, हम स्मॉल वेट से शुरू करेंगे, फिर आहिस्ता 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 जैसे उसकी ताकत बढ़ती है, वो भी सेम लेफ्ट जैसे चलने लगेगा. सेम फॉर आवर ब्रेन. Our right brain is capable of working. It's capable of becoming strong. Okay, now to make matters more complicated, I will find something. Okay, I don't have anything but this phone. So pretend this is your brain. This is not your brain. Your brain is not a rectangle, but pretend this is your brain, and I'm going to hold it this way. This is your right side, this is your left side. Okay? Right side, left side, right side, left side. All right? Now, in the middle here, you see where this little line is? Pretend it's your emotion center. Pretend it's your emotion center, where emotions get processed. Can you see half is on the right side, half is on the left side? So if only your left side is strong, only that side of your emotion center is also working. Yes or no? The other side of your emotion center is weaker. Now, in this context, We have logic centers that move on left and right. We have emotion centers on left and right. We have sensory responses on left and right. So if only one side is strong, then everything else is also that much weaker because that other side is not as strong. Making sense what I'm trying to say here, or no? Yes. Which is why it is super important to have a better balance. Look, if you still look at my brain, because I grew up in the Mumbai school system, because school systems in general, it's not just a Mumbai school systems in general in my generation, when I was going through school, were left centric. So till today, I'm fairly left centric. I have to work super hard to make that right brain work. Therefore, I started writing poetry. Therefore, I like to make graphics. Therefore, because that's where my right is going to get stronger. Right? Therefore, I will like to write an essay and get creative about it. That's why I started writing blogs, because I need to strengthen my right side. And that's why I try when Ami gives a brain teaser, because my right side needs to constantly be worked. You look on any phone of mine, any phone, US, Indian, whatever phone of mine, you will see all sorts of logic games. I have a Spanish language game, I have an Elevate, I have all sorts of logic games over here. You look on my India phone, I also have logic games, because I'm sorry, I have creative games like colors. I color iya mukwanu, I color ta mukwanu. Because that's what I know I need. Right? Okay, back to interviews. Now that you understand left and right, Durgeshwari, any other questions? Anybody else have any other questions? All right. So let's put this emotion centered thing into one more play, right? Sorry, one more example. Now, this, I'm going to hold the phone sort of like this. If this is the front of your brain, okay, and this is the back part of your brain, suppose, okay, from here the brain stem comes. So pretend it's like a phone ko charging pe dalte hain, right? So the wire is plugged into the wall and one end is plugged into your phone, correct? Similarly, at the end of our brain, we have like a stem. It's like a charging thing. It goes into the rest of the body. How do we bring our information into our bodies? Through our senses: sight, smell, sound, taste, touch. Right? Now imagine we've taken the signal in. We've touched something. We've touched something. Right? Now it's going into that brain stem, and then that information is being sent into your brain to be able to understand what that feeling is or what that color is. Making sense what I'm trying to say? Am I speaking too quickly? Making sense what I'm trying to say? All right. Now, if my charging cord is down this way, down into my spinal cord, and now I'm taking the information from here. This is my emotion center. This is my logic center. Where is the information going first? Emotion center or logic center?
Logic center.
Emotion.
Who said logic center? Beta, who said logic center? Acha, Ajmer. Ajmer, I'm going to explain again. Charging का cord इधर से आ रहा है, ठीक है, Ajmer? So my information is coming into my body from here, into my brain from here. Emotion center इधर है, logic center इधर है, तो information पहले कहाँ जा रहा है, यहाँ या यहाँ?
Oh, emotion center.
Well said, Ajmer. Well said. All right. It goes to the emotion center first and then comes to the logic center. Now imagine you get scared when the question is asked. Instantly the emotion center has already put up a gate. So it's not even going to get to the logic center, which is what happened to Ayush. His emotion center instantly put that gate up. So even though I could see the answer here, it couldn't come out because that emotion center had put up the gate. Now imagine this is what happened to Tanu. This is what happened to Pratiksha, Mohammad, Nafisa, Avisha. When that question comes at you, and it's like a baseball, right? That's just being thrown at you. You don't know the speed, the velocity, the da 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 that it's coming at you, and that emotion center gets like, oh my God, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, block. And then that gate goes up. Nothing else can get through. Then it doesn't matter if you have the most supportive person sitting in front of you going, beta bolo, come on, you can do it. That gate is up. It's not coming down. So the trick is, number one, to not let that gate go up. Number two, if the gate goes up, to learn how to bring it down quickly, not to allow it to stay up for very long. And in the middle of all this, if the amygdala gets involved, forget it, game over. 45 minutes, that thing is not going to let any gate down. Right? I mean, it's just biological programming. If your amygdala gets, that's the some part of your emotion center that has to deals with fear. If that gets involved, that's like gate goes up, crocodiles are put around the gate, soldiers are put in front of those gates, those spiky black things go up. The amygdala is like, socho be mat. Sachi, in reality, socho bhi mat. Only feel the fear. That's it. Which is what happens to many of our children during exam time, right? That we work ourselves into a panic, we work ourselves into a fear, and then we get on the question paper and you know the answer, but you can't say the answer because the crocodiles are hanging out and that big wall has been built and the soldiers are all around it. And the amygdala is like, 45 minutes, babe, I'm not letting this go. And paper is over. Right? Understanding the science of your mind and then using it to your advantage always, always, always helps. So now, before I let you go today, now, if I ask you very quickly, one sentence, right? You've learned about left, you've learned about right. An interviewer is not going to give you a lot of time to go on and on and on and on speaking, all right? One sentence, one clear, crisp, clean, logical, understandable, creative sentence about Pehchaan. What is Pehchaan? Or what does Pehchaan mean to you? Or what have you learned at Pehchaan? You have the option of choosing from any one of these three questions. What is Pehchaan? What does it mean to you? Or what have you learned? Listen to the questions. What is Pehchaan will be answered very differently than what does Pehchaan mean to you. And it will be answered very differently if it is one thing you have learned at Pehchaan or what have you learned at Pehchaan, sorry. There are three distinct, different, relevant to you answers for each of those three questions. Choose one of those three. Do not tell me which one you have chosen and then give me the answer when I ask your name. All right, giving you 2 minutes. Again, no interviewer is going to give you 2 minutes, but you've learned a lot today, I feel. So use what you've learned today and come up with an answer to one of these three questions. Excellent. May I request you to put your pens down and focus, please? May I request you to put your pens down and focus, please? Rushali? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Mohammed, you just happen to be on the upper left portion of my screen. So I just go in order so I don't miss anybody. Please, may we start with you?
Sure, ma'am. Because of Pehchaan, I could know myself better. And that's the reason I could find flaws in myself that I could improve.
Okay. So Mohammed, now listen, guys, you're going to have to keep these sentences so we can work with them for next time around. All right. Don't change these sentences. I'm not asking you to do homework after this session because there's a learning lesson in each one of your sentences, and I can say that even before I've heard it. Mohammed, please say your sentence one more time.
Because of Pehchaan, I could know myself better. That's the reason I could find flaws in myself to improve.
Okay, great. It's superbly a left based sentence, but it's great, it's factual, and it puts your answer out there. All right, Mohammed, keep that sentence for next time because there's a learning point in your sentence. Well done, Mohammed. Thank you very much. Swara.
At Pehchaan, I have learned to be stronger than my strongest challenges, and that when I give out to the universe, it will come back to me in multiple ways.
Fair enough. Thank you, Swara. Keep that sentence as a learning lesson in that sentence. Ankita.
Just like how turning on a switch lightens up the room, Pehchaan provides me with a solution to all my challenges.
Okay, great. I see a lot of right brain in that, Ankita. And there is a learning even in what you are saying. So I'm super excited about these amazing sentences. But what I'm not going to say that till I get that. Moin, do you have a sentence, beta? Okay, go ahead, please.
Pehchaan has made me realize about the wings I have to fly high.
Excellent, Moin. I see a lot of right brain in that sentence. Pratiksha.
Pehchaan has shaped me like a potter shaped a unique and rare pot.
Okay, Pratiksha, great. You've tried to use your right brain. You've put an analogy in place. You've tried to put that in place. So we'll work with that sentence a little more next session. All right. So don't lose nobody lose these sentences. All the sentences I've heard, we can build and work with those. All right. Arushi, please.
Pehchaan has taught me that in order to change our country, we need to firstly understand and explore the pehchans of the people we work and interact with.
Fair enough. I see what you're trying to do by putting that pehchans word in there creatively. Bhushan, please.
Pehchan is the purification of your soul and transformation of your pure aura.
Okay, thank you, Bhushan. I see a lot of right brain in there. Thank you, Durgeshwari.
I don't have patience before joining Pehchan, but when I came in Pehchan, I learned. When I came in Pehchan, I learned how to be patient.
Okay, great. Lots of left brain in there, Durgeshwari. Okay, so next time we'll work with all these sentences next time. I just want to put them out there. Shraddha.
Pehchaan provides a platform to the underprivileged to grow and realize their potential.
Okay, do you see left, 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 left all through that sentence? All right, great.
Yes, ma'am.
And Shraddha, just a minor small thing. Again, I think this is my lack of teaching. This is not you all, because Ankita also made this mistake earlier today. At Pehchaan, we don't say underprivileged. We don't say less privileged. We say differently privileged. If we are using the word less privileged, we have to put the word financially in front of it because they are privileged in other ways. So if we can say financially less privileged, or we can just say differently privileged. Yeah, Shraddha? Well done though, Shraddha.
Yes, ma'am. Noted.
Anjali?
Thank you so much.
No, it's for all of us. It's for all of us. Anjali, Punjabi, sorry.
Pehchan is where you acknowledge your privileges and end up taking more than you give.
Fair enough. Ananya.
Pehchaan is an initiative where Akila, who comes from an differently privileged background, serves as an inspiration to me with her hard work.
I see what you're trying to do. I love what you're trying to do, and we will connect that next time when we speak. All right. Yes,
So
yes.
the red sentence, I tried to modify it a bit if you want to listen.
I always want to listen. Go ahead.
The canvas of my passion is painted red because of Pehchaan.
See how that works a little bit more? And you can see the left in that sentence, you can see the right in that sentence. And the minute you have the left and the right, it just feels different to your audience, right? Because we all, guess what? We all have a left and we all have a right. And when your sentence, Ankita, you can laugh, but it's the truth, right? And when you light up, when you're, look, kids, leaders, I need to stop saying kids. Look, when you just speak left, 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 only your audience's left, 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 left is also lighting up. Let's now broadly, okay, I'm trying to explain something. Only that left, left, left for your audience is lighting up. So only half of them are seriously lit up by what you're saying. When your sentences have left and right, they light up your audience's left and right, so they're listening more completely. They're engaging more completely, they're feeling more completely. And so when Ananya said her sentence just now, didn't y'all feel something different when y'all were listening to the sentence? Yes. Pratiksha's like, yes, because your left was also engaging and your right was also engaging, as was hers. So when you are feeling connect, like, look at how y'all are listening to me. Like some of y'all are actually like this when y'all are listening to me, because I am speaking to your whole brain. I'm not just speaking theory to your left brain. This also happens in lectures where teachers are only teaching you theory and teaching left brain. You know, then you go off into your imagination dunya. Has that not ever happened? Bhushan is like, ma'am, never. My teachers are so interesting. I never drift off in class. Of course it happens. And you know why it happens? Because your teacher is engaging your left, but your right is not engaged. So it goes off in imagination. Your brain wants to be entirely engaged, right? You think about movies that you enjoy, you think about books that you enjoy reading, you think about people that you like to hang out with. They will engage you completely. You think about people and movies and books that you kind of like, kind of don't, because they only engage some portion of you. Are you understanding kind of how this science, and again, I'm speaking in broad terms because I'm trying to make a point. All right. Tanu, your sentence, please.
I have gained from Pehchaan every qualities that is required in the real world.
Every qualities?
Every quality.
And you had 2 minutes to come up with that grammatically incorrect sentence. Look what happened. That emotion center put up a gate. Look, can you see it in her face? Can you see it in her face? That's what we don't want. We want you to be able to control that gate. Tanu, very left brain, right? We got to work on that right brain, but keep that sentence. We'll work with everybody's sentences next week. Thank you, Tanu. Sejal.
Pehchaan teach me to take risks and after that to come back from that risk.
Okay. Sejal, I'm seeing something unique in your sentences. They have distinct left and distinct right. You can almost pick up the left part of your sentence and the right part of your sentence. So you're almost there. Madhura.
One thing I've learned from Pehchaan is to grow just like the flower that is growing in my garden.
You and Ayush love flowers. All right. Thanks, Madhura. Virushali.
I'm glad I met Pehchaan because of I never thought my life would be like this coming from a public school.
Okay. Virushali will work with that, but I see the right side and the left side in your sentence. I see both. So that's a huge and amazing start, right? Ayush.
For me, Pehchaan is like a wing of eagle, how it helps eagle to fly high and high.
Look at that, Ayush. Look at that. You've got left, you've got right, and you got the confidence to say the sentence. It's amazing how that worked, right? Yes. How are you feeling right now? How how
मुझे
are you?
अभी पता चल रहा है I am correct.
Ah, okay. Thank you, Ayush. Anjali, Mahana.
Pehchan is the wings that help us to fly high in the sky.
Very right and very obscure, but we can work with these. These are all amazing sentences we can work with. Saurabh.
Pehchaan, ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are, beta. Yes, you are. Thank you for asking.
Pehchaan taught me that don't think you can't because you are unstoppable.
Okay, thank you very much, Saurabh. Avisha.
Pehchan is like the sight of land to a lost sailor.
Ah, okay. Did you notice how you had to think about that for a second? Yeah, so was that left or was that right? Or was it a blend? Oh, Arushi and Ankita, y'all are just unmute. Answer the question. Left, right, or blend?
Blend.
Right leaning, ma'am, I think, because
You know,
can
instantly y'all said right. And then minute I put blend as an option, both of you went blend. Go with your instinct. It's superbly right, which is why you had to think about it for a minute. You had to paint that picture to get that point across because it's strongly right. If it was left and right, it would have had that same instant light up that Ananya's sentence had. You kind of see what I'm trying to say with that? All right. Well done, though, Avisha. Listen, all of you are providing great level up points for us. So thank you very much. Sort of Ajmer? Ajmer is already said or no? No.
Yes,
Ajmer,
ma'am.
you
Yes, ma'am.
पहचान का सेंटेंस
Hello.
बोला आपने?
नहीं नहीं
Okay, please say.
बोलूं?
Yes, please.
For me, Pehchaan, it's like a sun. How it teaches it's taught me how to bright in our life.
Okay, I understand what you're trying to say. Well done. Again, superbly right, but well done. Kajal Maurya. We have only one Kajal. You know, in the create classes, we have two Kajals, we have two Anjalis. So, okay, Kajal may be having a signal issue. Here's what I am trying to say. Here's what I'm trying to say. Today has been an excellent learning. I can see it in many of you. So Swara Mohammed, next Friday, somebody who's not been here today cannot attend next Friday. Then whether they are alumni all stars or not, if you have attended today, Satyam being the only exception because Satyam asked for permission and his father just had surgery yesterday. So other than Satyam, nobody else can join because now the foundation has been laid. And I think what I struggle with is kids come and go, come and go, come and go. So there isn't any proper foundational learning happening. What I am going to do is upload this recording onto YouTube because I think it's a superbly important thing to learn. And we're going to connect next Friday, same time, and we're going to do level 2 of this. Bring your sentences. Bring your sentences. Because now we will level up those sentences. Then we will start connecting those sentences. And soon we'll get you answering impromptu questions. But I believe the foundation has been set today. So how can you help yourselves as you go through the week to strengthen left and right, left and right, left and right? Here's what you can do. Tanu, put your head straight. Don't lean your head like that. Put your head straight. Tanu, put your head straight. All right. So look, the first thing you're going to check is your body language. Every single time, every single time you're studying, watching TV, reading something, you're going to sit straight, exactly like we teach you to sit. You can see I'm not leaning back in my chair at all. I'm sitting up and I'm leaning forward. You're going to sit at attention because your brain actually sends a signal saying, oh, she's interested in this. Number one, it's like when you walk into a room, you have to switch on the light for the put the switch up or down for the light to go on, right? So when you sit a particular way, when your hair is done a particular way, when you're not sitting like a jungly in front of a book, your brain gets that signal, oh, the switch is on. All right, your switch is on. So number one. Number two, whatever you're doing, and this is how I had learned Hindi also, and this is how I am improving my Spanish these days also. Whether I'm by myself, whether I'm with my mother, whether I'm with my father, whether I'm with my sister, I'm constantly trying to explain this in Spanish, or I'm constantly trying to explain this in Hindi. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So you're constantly going to find the left sentence and the right sentence. How can I explain this left? How can I explain this with right? How can I explain this with left? How can I explain this with right? How can I explain this with left? How can I explain this with right? How can I explain this with left? How can I explain this with right? I'm just going to do that all week long. I'm not going to make blended sentences. Why am I not going to make blended sentences? They're like, please don't ask such difficult questions. We're still strengthening our right. Why are we not going to make blended sentences? Yes, Ankita.
So that we first understand to differentiate right and left sentences.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? When you're learning to write the alphabet, you're just writing A, B, C, D. You're not writing cat, dog, whatever, bat, to learn how to write the alphabet. You learn how to spell after you learn how to write. So first you will learn left, right, left, right, left, right. And then to blend will be so easy. All right. So that's what you're going to do. Anything you look at, you're going to find the left way, the right way, the left way, the right way. The second thing you're going to do, if you have time, if you're up for the challenge, if you are interested in leveling yourself up, is you are going to make groups within yourself. You're 21 of you in this class. With me, it's 22. You're 21 of you in this class. You can make groups of 2, you can make groups of 3. If I were you, I'd make diverse groups, groups of 4. And I would do this. I would bring an object to the WhatsApp call and I would say, okay, you're left, you're right, you're left, you're right. And then give that feedback to each other. And then the other thing I would try to do, if you all make groups and learn, is try to connect somebody's sentence to somebody else's sentence. Exactly what we used to do in table topics. That connection game is very powerful, very, very, very powerful. And it is something many good speakers will use, especially when they are going to go up in front of live audiences who will ask them impromptu questions. Your ability to take a subject, object, verb and put it into a sentence, impromptu, and then connect it to somebody else's sentence, connect it to somebody else's sentence, just makes this whole thing light up. All right, everybody. So I don't know how each of you ended up coming to this class today. I don't know why the universe chose you to get the message and not somebody else. I don't know why some alumni all-stars have chosen to be here today and some have not. All I know is this group's destiny is about to change, because what I have planned for this is something you're not going to even be able to pay for and get out there. All right. So however you ended up here, I wouldn't lose this opportunity if I were you. If you don't show up next week, please consider yourself excused, because I'm not going to repeat this coaching with anybody who doesn't show up next week. Got it, everybody? Got it, got it, got it, got it, got it. Yep. It is serious time now. It is serious time. Ayush, Durgeshwari, you want to be Bhaiya and Didi? This is how training for Bhaiya and Didi happens. Right? Participant training happens like, Acha beta, bolo abhi, koshish karo. Done, finished, level up time. Got it? Everybody, we're in this together. All right. See you when I see you next. I don't even know when I see you next, but I know I will see you soon. Ha 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 ha. Yes, yes, Durgeshwari. Tell me.
मैम तो लेफ्ट साइड का मुझे समझ गए मैम कि वो मींस मैं पूरे वर्ड्स यूज कर लूँ राइट सो वो लेफ्ट साइड बट राइट साइड का वर्ड कैसे ये करने का फाइंड
Creative.
मींस एक एग्जांपल दो ना मैम
Okay, but there were so many examples that were given to you today. But clearly, I light up Durgeshwari's brain, but none of you do. Please take this as a lesson. That just Gus saying. Durgeshwari has no idea about all my sarcasm. That's okay, darling. You will get there. All right, Durgeshwari, right side. How Ayush and Durgeshwari are both looking at me like, who is this woman? Is this the same woman we have known for so many months? What is happening exactly? All right, Durgeshwari, right side ke liye, it has to be creative. The tiger climbed the tree and saw an owl. The owl and tiger started having a conversation. The tiger said to the owl, you know, I'm a vegetarian. The owl said, really? Which tigers are vegetarians? um, right side, story, creative, right? Another way to build your right side, and I know many of you draw and many of you color, but I see a lot of left brain in even the drawings that some of you make or colors that some of you use. um, when you're copying a drawing and putting it on paper, you're using your right, but you're also using your left. When you're just drawing something out of your imagination, right? Not a standard tree जो ऐसे जाता है, ऐसे ऐसे round जाता है, फिर green color करते हो, फिर apple करते हो. That is logically they have taught you कैसे draw करना है, आप draw करते हो. We're not talking about that. We're talking about an artistic impression of a tree. Taking a brown color and ऐसे going like this, adding a little green somewhere and saying, oh, this is a tree. That's what a tree looks like to you. Durgeshwari, making sense what I'm trying to say? Yes. When you are in a dance class and teachers are teaching you the steps of a dance. Now, I'm not saying it's not important to have left brain strength. It is important to have left brain strength. I am able to do what I do at Pehchaan today because I have left brain strength. So do not misunderstand what I'm saying. But Durgeshwari, since you do dance, I will use dance as an example. जब टीचर स्टेप सिखा रही है, पहले लेफ्ट फुट फिर राइट फुट फिर हाथ ऐसे फिर, दैट इज अ लॉजिकल सीक्वेंस यू आर रिमेंबरिंग. लेफ्ट ब्रेन, पहले ये स्टेप करो फिर ये स्टेप करो फिर ये. व्हेन यू हैव जस्ट पुट ऑन द म्यूजिक और ऐसे ही डांस कर रहे हो, इधर उधर हाथ ऊपर हेड इज, दैट इज राइट ब्रेन. यू आर क्रिएटिंग. Making sense what I'm trying to say, Durgeshwari? Yes. So what we want to slowly move to blend is what we know with what we want to create. Many people are pouring into you as to what they want you to know. I am saying I want you to create. So we have to take what you know and make you create the kind of life you want to live, the kind of future you want to have. No more just listening to one person and saying, I did this because that person said. Do you understand what I'm trying to say to you? Yes? All right. It is learning time. It is level up time. If you're serious about it, this is the place to be. If you're not serious about it, this is not the place to be. Got it? Next Friday, come with paper, come with pen, keep a notebook for this class. This is where you're beginning. Imagine where you're going to end up. Add this to those of you who are going to create classes, add this to your GK, add this to your Fun Friday. Do you know where you'll be by January? All right. Welcome to your life. Welcome to your future. If you don't believe it's going to change, you are wrong. All right. All right. See you later. Bye, everybody. Have a superb evening.
No, nothing, ma'am.
Thank you,
Thank you
ma'am.
so
I see you
much.
all.
ma'am.
Bye,
Thank you,
Thank you.
ma'am.
Have a lovely day.
Ma'am, bye.
Take care.
Thanks, ma'am.
Love
Love you.
Love
Have a
you.
nice day.
Bye.